one of
I can't think of
Very
a
stressful.
harder job than police officer.
Try being a critical care nurse.
Well,
Well,
okay.
there's a different
Well,
thing.
It's
I don't
probably
know.
stressful, but-
I'm not saying critical care nurse is not stressful. I'm
you're not
saying
putting
police
yourself in-
officers.
Yeah,
police
you
officers.
are. You have
Well-
psych patients that are like
I mean,
off-
So
yeah,
okay, but
It
police
depends
officers-
on how much
No,
you
it's
want
not
to
the
shoot
same. Not at
people
all.
and you
No, no, no,
and
no,
you
no.
want to sedate
Police
people.
officers
It just
literally deal
depends.
with the bottom of society every single day. They
Yeah.
are in their car sitting there. Every interaction they have was probably with somebody that's like,
Could have weapons
yeah,
on them, whatever.
they-
And
like
I know,
bottom of society.
psych patients are
It's like
dangerous, but they're
the
usually
most
not-
stressful job in the world.
Psych patients are very easily sedated. You give them a
Well,
shot
like, it's
in their
usually in the
butt.
context of
Oh
being
my
in a
God.
hospital.
Okay.
When
Who
you-
else is a
hold
nurse
on.
here?
But-
It's Hal.
Yeah.
Well, we're not-
It's a little bit of Haldol, a little bit of Benadryl, a little bit of Ativan.
Stop.
Yeah.
So just to be clear, are you saying that your job is like as stressful as a police officer?
It's comparable.
Comparable.
Yeah.
Well, so you're saying that in the psych, what was it? The psych unit?
No, in
What's it
the
called?
in the ER or in the critical care unit, you're dealing with lower level society, homeless people, drug
Sure.
addicts. They have
But
shanks, they have needles, dirty
How did
needles.
I mean, perhaps they made contact with police officers first.
Yeah.
Maybe,
So-
or they
well,
walked
and
in.
The police officer is like, in their eyes, the enemy. They're the ones who have to grab them, be like, hey, we are taking you. You guys, like, okay, they're going to be there, but hey, we're going to help you.
No,
So-
no, that's not how it
No,
goes
but
down.
your
Interview
job is-
people are
Your job-
hallucinating.
I'm even surprised she's having this debate, right? Police officers is, in fact, if they told this lady that, hey, listen, whatever you make as a nurse, we're going to pay you double, but you're going to be a police officer, you're going to have to be responding to shootings, you're going to be responding to mentally unstable people, you're going to be responding to different traffic stops issues, you're going to be like, and they're going to tell her that whichever interaction you have with a person, that could be your last. Like the person could literally have a weapon on her, on them, and that could be your last interaction with the person, right? If they say they're going to pay you double, she would not even take the job. So for her to say that being a nurse, critical nurse, is as stressful or as dangerous as a police officer is very disingenuous, and it makes me think that she doesn't even understand what being a police officer is. Maybe she thinks it's just sitting in the police offices and that's it.
People are
Yeah, I know.
violent.
I understand.
I've
but,
had
like,
police
there's-
officers that sit outside of the room while they let us handle the patient.
But the thing is, that's not the only type of patient you deal with as a critical care nurse. So you're talking about like
the vast majority.
Have you ever? I'm sure it happens, but it's probably far more rare. In the critical care unit, how frequently are you having to like dispatch the people that are freaking out? Like, have you ever has anyone ever have to like shoot and kill a patient?
Shoot and kill a patient.
grab them by their arms
hospital
and,
is.
you know,
You think they have,
yeah,
like,
we
guns?
we
They
we
have
don't-
like they have chemical restraints.
I'm
They have physical
making
restraints.
an argument here to point out
So-
that as a nurse, there's
We don't have
perhaps
to
you might
shoot. We do have to restrain people with leather restraints.
But it's
or
usually with a group of other nurses.
Have you ever had to
Yeah.
shoot
police officers have to encounter people who are armed and have intention to kill them.
Yeah, and it's
The nurses
usually
don't
when
have
they're
the option.
one-on-one
No.
or like
Yeah.
two, maybe
nurses
two
don't have
together.
weapons, and the majority of nurses are female.
Nurses don't have weapons because it's not as dangerous. It's not a life-threatening career. It's not a life-threatening job. So obviously they don't have weapons, right? Even then, they usually have security in the hospitals, whether it's outside, whether it's anywhere. In case a patient gets crazy, and then they have other people around. Like there are so many things in place where if 1 out of 1,000 patients goes crazy, there are structures in place to protect you as a nurse. But as a police officer, the moment you get that call, bro, I don't care if you have backup, I don't care, it's 2 of you, it's 4 of you, you could literally go down. Like every time you get that call, you have to pray to God, I know this could be my last.
females. So
you-
for
okay,
us
do
to
you
have
think-
men in
But
the
it's-
industry is
Do you
really
think, okay,
huge.
who's more likely to encounter like some lethal force scenario,
Yeah.
a nurse or a police officer?
A police officer, obviously, because
Okay.
they're out in the
Yeah.
streets.
The
I'm
nurse
saying
part-
it's comparable.
stressful
You guys
job.
are turning it into
It's-
like this,
No,
like,
it's
But comparable, okay, I think she doesn't understand the definition of the word she's using. She's thinking comparable just means you're comparing two things. No, comparable, the definition is literally just that things are kind of equivalent, right? They're kind of equal. So I don't think she understands the definition of the word she's using.
you know,
yours
more,
is dangerous.
but
It is
Let's
it's
not-
still
dangerous.
dangerous. Let's
And
not
it's-
minimize
No,
it.
no, no.
no, 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 no,
No,
no.
hold on,
Let's
hold on,
not
hold on.
minimize the risks that police
That's-
officers take.
Absolutely, and I
But
wasn't
the way
minimizing.
the way this
It's not
conversation went
comparable.
down
It's
is
not comparable.
we were talking about police officers right
dangerous
here.
it is.
I said, yeah, that police officer, I can't think of a harder,
Can you close that, Nick?
more stressful job. And then a comment was made by you, try being a critical care
Yeah,
nurse.
Yeah.
which is
And I was like,
essentially
okay,
says-
yeah, I'm not saying it's not a stressful job. I'm
Dangerous,
just,
not just stressful.
But you
Sure,
said like
it-
try
sure.
being a critical care
both.
nurse.
It's like,
Yeah.
why are we
as
having
if
this
it's
argument though?
as
That's the
or
thing.
more dangerous
Like,
I
than
made
a
a comment.
I know,
You guys
I know.
went
So-
ham on it, but
No, no,
that's fine.
Listen,
No,
I
no, no,
respect
no.
That's
your
like what
job.
he's
and
saying.
Nobody's been in my shoes and had to deal with like people in
I can tell
Portland
you
where
right
illicit
now-
drugs are literally
I can
legal.
look. I can
and
look
people
at.
walk
Like, we literally don't have to be in your shoes to know that being a police officer is more dangerous than being a critical care nurse. Like, come on. You don't get phone calls every day talking about, hey, go down to such and such dark street at this time of the night, but also be careful because they may be ready to shoot you. You know, you're walking into a situation where they know you're coming, but you don't even know where they are. Like, that's already dangerous in itself. I don't know. I mean, this is so disingenuous from this lady. So, I mean, a couple more minutes, but I can't watch it anymore. It's annoying me because it's unfair to.
I can
in
look
the
at
ED.
statistics for police officers. Self-deletion. Police officers have the highest rate. There are all of the negative side effects of having a job. Police officers will tend to have the most negative effects.
Yes.
So I can look at statistics, not anecdotal evidence. Not,
can look at
hey,
statistics
in
for
my
everything.
my experience as a critical care nurse, it's really difficult. And I'm not saying it's not.
Have
I'm
you
just
ever
saying-
looked at statistics for
Can I
critical
say-
care
can I
nurses?
just say
Oh
something?
my
No,
gosh!
no, no,
I'm
no,
just
no,
saying
Okay.
police
Hold on.
officers lead it.
Don't call it anecdotal when there's
It is
actually
anecdotal.
Okay, look,
it's
we're not-
research.
we're not
too.
Gosh.
we are not
We're not
denying-
saying that it's not hard. It's not I'm not saying it's. Oh, it's an easy job.
just not the
I'm
same
just
as
saying
being a police
officer
officer.
is harder.
I
It is
didn't
more
claim
stressful. It
I,
is more
I did
dangerous.
not claim that it's the same.
said
I
it's
said it was
But it's the way
comparable.
that you
It is
said it.
comparable because it is. Unless you've been a nurse and you've worked in the
No, but
ER
Can
or in the
why
critical
is
I
care
this
say
unit.
something to that? I have been in a
Because you're trying to
psych-
shut me down, so we're having a disagreement and a
Listen,
dialogue. That's what
I-
happens in a disagreement.
I can
Two
say
people have
something
different
What are you
as someone who's
disagreeing
been
on?
there.
I'm disagreeing on the fact that you're minimizing and saying it's a stressful job. Yeah, sure, but it's not necessarily.
Yeah, but you're minimizing the fact that being a police officer is harder and way more dangerous. Like, nobody said your job isn't stressful, right? But like I said, if you were getting, if they told you, if they asked to pay you double what you make to go be a police officer, you probably would say no. You know, because any job that requires you to carry a gun is literally telling you, hey, you may find people who are willing to shoot you, and you better be willing to shoot back.